about Marcus. Tell me what you think about Christ. Made their sacrifice now. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all, everywhere. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation, all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you know about love. Tell me what you know about hate that keeps us separated. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all in every way. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Oh, love. So many can testify. Love, oh, love. But you still can't satisfy. You keep on praying. You wish that day would come when there'll be equal rights and justice for every man. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite. What you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you think about justice.
Good morning, radio listeners out there, and welcome to another program of Policing with You. I am your host, Inspector Shauna Francis Edwards, and today I should be having two guests with me, Superintendent Lyndon David and Inspector Carl Keynes. Inspector Carl Keynes is running a bit late, but we will get on with the show nonetheless. Mr. David here is the Divisional Commander for District B, and he will introduce himself and he will tell you his role and responsibilities and the area that he is responsible for. Mr. David, good morning.
Hi, good morning to you, Inspector Edwards, GQ, everyone listening in Radio Land, and those who are on the internet and the various media platforms. I am Superintendent Lyndon David, Divisional Commander for Division B, and this area encompasses from the gut there right at Ross University. Someone told me his name is French Gut. So right around to Lodge Gut. So, and when I say go right around to Lodge Gut, I'm speaking about going through Sandy Point, St. Paul's, come right up to the Reach Lodge Gut there. So it's a vast area of the Isle of St. Kitts. And, you know, in that area we have a long roadway as well. And in that area, you know, you have most of the longest roads.
Yes.
Yes. So this morning I'm very excited to make this presentation towards our publics and ensuring that they understand where we are coming from and they will assist us in solving and preventing some of the issues that we're about to speak today, and also hear what they have to say, their concerns, their support, their disagreement, but whatever their feedback, in order for us to enhance our operation as we seek to protect them. And this morning we will be looking at traffic in Division B, the issue of traffic accidents in Division B. So that's what we are looking at. So we hope that to have a lovely discussion, ensuring that we could get that feedback.
Thank you, Mr. David, for the introduction. Recently, we have seen an increase in the number of traffic accidents in the Federation and the impact on loved ones. Tell us, how are you dealing with this in your division?
Well, currently we are on the road on a regular basis. We are issuing tickets to persons for speeding. Persons may have excessive tint. Persons may have one light, especially one lighted headlamp at night. At night as well, they may have no lights at all at the back, or no light to illuminate the number plate.
Yes.
They also have vehicles that are unlicensed and also uninsured for the current period. And
we have drivers too who are not.
Yes, drivers who don't have things, and therefore we issue tickets. But one of the initiatives that we are doing thus far, realizing that we have so many accidents in Division B, is to stop vehicles when we go out on our VCPs and inform them of road safety and the number of accidents we had thus far in terms of slight injuries, serious injuries, and even fatal. And we're informing them that they are expected at home. Passenger bus drivers, we are telling them, you and your passengers, you're expected at home. I will give you a scenario. I remember when we started, we stopped a bus driver, and he was, obviously thought he's going to get a ticket, they don't know offense committed. But when we started to speak, you see the facial expression drop.
Yes.
And then some passengers in the bus started to nod in confirmation. I agree with you, and it's something good, and that's what we want to hear. So we are also so it's a twofold thing we're telling there.
Okay.
We're reaching out with our community policing initiative, and we're enforcing the traffic laws, but at the same time, in terms of enforcing, is to encourage the adherence to the traffic laws in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay, thank you, and that's a great initiative, Mr. David.
Indeed.
I hope to see a lot more of that continue, and I would wish that the other districts would follow, because when you look at it, it's all of us. These accidents do impact all of us, and it is necessary for us to take pride in making sure that we educate the public as to what they can do and what they can't do, and how to deal with certain matters. Now, the motorists, from your analogy there, you spoke of the bus driver, the face drop, and because he did not anticipate that you would have been so cordial with him.
Yes.
What impact does this have on let's say, persons who, like, during traffic stops, because they expect you to give them a ticket? So does the motorist cooperate when they get the tickets, or when they're being spoken to regarding their infringement of the law?
Well, I will say to you, there are different types of motorists out there.
All right.
There are some motorists, if it's a traffic warden, they will comply, and some they will give you a sort of trouble.
Okay.
If they see a constable, they may reduce that trouble and comply, but still they will get a little trouble.
Yes.
And then in most times they see an officer who they feel like stopping them too often. Well, the attitude will be totally different. You're spotting me, you're picking me out.
Yes.
And then if there is a sergeant, inspector, superintendent out on the road now, you'll find people tend to listen more and want to give a lot of explanation, begging a break and so forth.
Yes.
Whereas if there's a junior rank, they would want to be more disruptive and non-compliant.
Right.
And so that's the drivers.
Yes.
And sometimes I want the public to understand, whether you're in St. Kitts and Nevis or elsewhere, is that there are some persons who actually believe, this man will understand totally And when I say man, I mean woman.
Woman,
So this
yes.
person will totally understand and comply. But you get a shock of your life. That's the worst behaved person. You understand? You say,
Yes.
okay, ma'am. Well, I was pointing out to you that this is infringement.
Yes.
However, we're going to give you a ticket. Initially, you might have wanted to inform the person and say, get it corrected and come back to
And
bring the
come
vehicle
back.
for an inspection.
Yes.
But they give you no other choice but to ticket them. You know, some
Because
say,
of the behavior.
yes. Some say, give me my ticket, buddy. Where I go look for people who commit crime. But
Yes.
you're infringing the traffic law, so you're also a criminal in that standpoint.
Yes.
That you're breaking the traffic laws. So we're saying to persons, it doesn't have to be big or small. You infringe the law, you commit an offense, and the police and the other relevant authorities have that duty to bring it to your attention and
Yes.
take the appropriate courses of action. And in that, there is one that we call discretion.
Yes.
I can use my discretion, give you a warning for now, and tell you something. Since you acknowledge certain things, bring the vehicle back at this date and this time
For
and we will
inspection.
see. If you fail to do it, you will get a ticket. And saying that, I have someone to communicate with because they were to bring the vehicle for inspection. So I want you to know, if you're listening to me, you fail to bring the vehicle, and we will have to give you a summons for breaking the law. So if you're hearing me, make up and bring the vehicle for inspection. The date already passed, but you have time. You know, the law is patient, so the police, we will be too patient with you, but we're saying to you, the opportunity for you to not go to court, but come and show the police, look, I am a law-abiding citizen. I comply. I was delinquent, yes, but I'm going to make up with you. So we're saying to you, rectify the problem and come back. So these are some of the things that we do, and these are some of the things we're facing.
And that's the discretion.
And your host, smiling.
Mr. Keyes, welcome. We started just a few minutes ago, but nonetheless, we are happy that you could make it and you can join in on the conversation. Right. Can you provide us with some statistical data? You know, people like to say, I want to hear the stats, I want to see the stats. So
Yes.
could you provide us with some statistical
I-
data of the number of accidents from the year 2021 to present?
Okay, you know that 2021, 2022 will give you the full year.
Yes.
But I just want persons to get a clear picture to show the years, the numbers are increasing. For
Okay.
example, in 2021, in Division B, I'm speaking
yes,
about
we're speaking about Division B. Yes.
I want our listening audience and viewing audience to understand that we're speaking to Division B, the area I spoke of earlier, under my command. And I must then say to the listening audience that all three of us are from Division B.
Yes.
All three of us. So for 2021, we had 283 accidents reported and we investigated. That's a lot. In 2022, it went up to 338. We just bordering half year, and we're already 189 for 2023. So in
Wow.
total, thus far during that period, we have 810. 810.
That's a lot.
And
So
we,
judging from the information for just the half year, if you double that, you will surpass what you had for 2022.
possibility, the
Yes.
possibility. And I would like to say, having mentioned those numbers, that we are saying to persons, apart from we have a lot of vehicles on the road, we are saying to you that you also have the responsibility that you care to protect other road users.
Right.
And I will say road users mean animals, way, because some people like to see a sheep, a dog, or a cat,
And they run it over.
and they run it over.
Yes.
But a cat will just come off the hill. You have so much speed up you cannot stop in time. You hit it, it might get up and run away, it might die, and you're making noise.
Yeah.
We're saying yes, the owner has a right to keep the animal tied or in a pen.
Yes.
But we are also saying that there are some persons who will willfully kill someone's pet. A cat, a dog, so you know the cat and the dogs, they will get it. A
Yes.
sheep and a pig, well, you know, they're like bigger and harder. So nobody want that. But we're saying that all road users, so be respectful to life on the road. You know, because many persons, they will want to kill someone, dog or a cat. But when they just go out and they get killed, they're making the most
A lot of noise, yes, and they come to the station and make
Right.
reports.
So we're saying every animal, every person, we just need to be mindful and respect the sanctity of life here.
Okay, Keynes, you come right in time for this question. What are some of the main causes of these traffic accidents?
Morning. The main causes are people not focusing on what they're doing at the time, and that is on the road.
Yes.
They're distracted by maybe a call or looking back in the rear view, maybe even shaving the face, fixing the hair,
So you're saying they're multitasking while they're
doing their
driving?
makeup. That happens. That happens. So because of the focusing, they're not seeing what is happening ahead of them or behind of them or to the side of them. That is the main purpose. That is what is happening. Because if you stay focused, you recognize a vehicle ahead of you likely to make a turn or likely to stop.
To stop, right.
And if you're not doing focusing, then you would rear end them or you would just crash into them or you cause an accident. The speeding is a factor, but you can have good speeding or you can speed a bit, but if you're focused on the road, you're looking ahead of you, you can able to apply whatever safety precautions or whatever to avoid an accident. I'm not encouraging speeding,
Right.
but for example, you're driving around, let's say, Lodge Gut. You should be looking over to Mount Carmel Church, looking ahead of you,
Yes.
looking around the bend. And that is why sometimes the tint is a factor, because of the tint, you can't see what is on the side of you. You can't see because the tint is like obscure your vision. It blocks you. It happens all the time.
And the tin plays a part in the distance as well.
Because you can't
Because you
see.
misjudge.
You misjudge.
Right, you misjudge
You
how far
misjudge.
away
You
a vehicle
misjudge.
is from you.
You might be coming in at a little curve and they try to pass in. But because you not have that rear view glance,
Yep.
you can't see that child. So you should have all your line of sight should be cleared at all times. That's the problem. I was asking a question at the time. I remember a lady got struck in Keyon by the health center. I was wondering how that happened. But drive that road every day. If your windows are dark and tinted, it is possible you cannot see somebody on the side because
On the
you're looking at you're gauging the wall, the fence,
Yes.
and you're looking at what is coming around the bend. But somebody could be on the side of you, but that because you're blocked by that extra dark tint, that's a factor.
You can't see.
And that could be. So if you are still focused on the road, you look all around you, look all your areas, look all around you, then you would be in a better position to avoid an accident.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Keynes. Do you think the age of the drivers play a part in it? And it's a two-part. With reference to the public service vehicles, should you think that age should change from 18 and move to 25?
I answer by saying this. Some youngsters at 21 are very responsible.
Okay.
They pay their own bills, they're working, they have a mortgage, they have a family, they're responsible. So I would be careful. We can look at it, yes, but I'd be careful because some youngsters at 18 and 21, they go off to college, they're responsible. They have to take care of themselves, they have to be responsible. So I will be careful with that. But for me, the age, as I said, some youngsters are young. Some older guys, you're surprised to know they are not, how should I put it? They're not what we expect of them.
Mature.
Mature, because you're always supposed to be wise, have experience. But some
Yes.
older guys, you see on the block, and listen to them. You want to know if these are big men. So I would not beat the youngsters. I would say let me look at it and let me just tweak it because I was a youngster and I want to give youngsters a chance. I had a chance, so I would want to give them a chance. So we have to look at it. Some older guys, they're speeding on the road. They speed on the road, so it's old and young. So I'll be
So
careful
it's
with
not
that.
the age.
No.
It's the person.
The person.
All right. Okay. We have seen and we are disgusted with the way the motorcyclists drive on the roads, throwing up the front wheel in the air and all of that. Is that behavior happening in your district, and How are you dealing with it?
District B, we haven't seen that in District B. The youngsters in B, they're riding their bike as it ought to be ridden. But the trend in the A, I'm not seeing it. It seems as if Basti is the showpiece and where they come to show their skills or to impress. So we're not seeing it in the country. I'm not seeing it. I must be honest with you. I'm not seeing that at all.
You mean you're not seeing it on your side?
On my side.
On your side.
On my side,
okay.
yeah.
Mr. David?
Yes. In terms of the age or the age group, I would just give it a marginal where, say someone gets his license and he's from 18 onwards. The persons who are frequently involved in these accidents would be persons, I would say, between that age, say from 18 October, maybe between 50 or so. 50, it could come down a bit.
Yes.
Because at one point in time, we made the age, I'm not really looking at the age, but we say adult and so forth.
Yes.
Just looking at some persons. You'll find that group. And the reason why I said that is that those are the persons you would see. And most of it there is because of how they drive on the road. In terms of popping wheelie, as we call it, driving with one wheel, in particular the rear wheel on the road. On the other side, we do have that from time to time.
Okay.
I remember one time I was driving up the road, and I want, if this young man is listening and all the young people listening, is you will hear the noise, but is when you reach, you might see, because when they lift up the bike, only the bottom part you will see, and it's sort of a blend into the environment.
Sometimes.
And then again too, as Inspector Kane said, they want to show the skill, but not on a highway, not on a main road. I mean, someone could be driving faster than you, come there and say just hit you off the bike, kill you. So we're saying that's dangerous driving, and we want persons to refrain from that. We are making notes, but one of the things though is that by the time as someone called the police, those bikes they're so fast and you can just move to some areas, you disappear. But we are saying to you that we will be paying attention to you and we will ticket you. And if you continue with that, well, other offenses you might find on the bike, you might not be licensed, so we're going to impound the bike. Some persons I see, they may ride without lights, they put on these flashlights. That is not a light on the bike. It's not a fix, the law said a fix to the bike. So we will impound your vehicle until all these infractions are corrected. So though that Inspector Keynes is not seeing the popping of wheelie, driving on one wheel and his side of the division, and on the other side, I've seen that, and I've spoken to officers. Don't give those persons any chances because they're dangerous, they're reckless, they're careless, and family members will only come and see them on the road, and they will say, "Oh, my child." But you wouldn't realize and you wouldn't accept that your child was driving recklessly, dangerously, and careless on the road. So we want to encourage these persons, refrain from doing so. I always say, if you want to do these things, go up in the sky, go down the bay, go up the mountain. No vehicles there. And if you go up in the sky, there's a plane. But basically what I'm saying to them, go someplace
isolated
where there is no traffic.
Right. I
don't know if they want to lobby government and get an area, in Nevis they had I call it jack strip.
Yes.
You can lobby government and probably get a piece of land and then go and do the stunt. I don't know if government will give that insurance would license those things, but the fact is we're looking at road safety here. And you're off the road, so we wouldn't have to focus that other roads users can get into an accident with you and create problems for everyone concerned.
Right. For those who are listening, we're taking questions, so you can call in. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. How are you doing? Good program so far.
Thank you.
Good morning.
A question and maybe advice. We spoke of talking about the riders on the bikes.
Yes.
How about educating, informing, notifying the parents? The parents have a lot to do with, like he said earlier, when they get knocked down, the first person on behind the scene is the parents, the mother, oh, my son. But she might be blind to the fact that her son is out there doing these things. So maybe when they are caught, rather than just a ticket, talk to the parents with them, and sorry, but you go summon the parents too for being negligent. Just maybe an advice. I don't know if you guys are thinking about it. I've done it before. But the parents need to be educated about what their children are doing on the street. All right? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Provided that the children are under the age of 18, they are called juveniles. So the parents, of course, play a part in that. But once they have reached the age of majority, which is 18, they're practically free to do what they want. And you as the police, you don't really go to the parents to tell them, well, your son driving this or your son ain't behaving. First thing the parent is going to tell you, he 18.
Yeah.
He's of age. So sometimes it's kind of hard for the police to do that. But once the child is under the age of 18, we always reach out to the parents.
We have another call, but I will respond to that caller after this call.
Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
May I speak?
Yes, go ahead, speak.
Thank you. First, I must say it's good to hear Mr. Keynes' voice on matters of traffic once again. Using the language of culture, I wouldn't have promoted him, I would have promoted him. But anyway, for years now I'm trying my best not to reenact the scene at Bloody Point in Stone Fort, where the taxi people are coming, they're parking on the left side, right in the corner, and creating danger to incoming traffic. Well, thankfully, I spoke to Mr. Bass at Scenic yesterday and someone at Contours, and they got the point that I'm making, and they promised to make the adjustments with respect to the drivers. But I went to the Old Road Police Station and I made a complaint, a formal complaint, to one Mr. Butler. And I'm asking you guys one simple question. When someone goes to the police and make a formal statement, shouldn't it be recorded and the person sign it?
That's the question, sir?
Yeah, because you see, I'm asking the question. I went and made a formal complaint. Was I supposed to sign it?
No.
If you're making a complaint, no. If it's a matter that you want to put before the court, then we will take a statement from you, which includes a lot of information among your age.
Well, you see,
name.
okay, I'm going to tell you something. Right. I reported the matter. I spoke to the officer. She told me, "Go, she can put it in the system." I really thought she would have given me something to sign that I made a complaint, because who knows what's going to happen later.
Okay, let me just.
But anyway, you know, let me get off the radio.
Okay.
I am begging the taxi association, all who run taxis and carry tourists, please, when you get to Bloody Point, you pull your vehicle over on the right side. Do not make an obstacle from the car. It can cause an accident and kill people. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your point, caller.
Caller, I take this opportunity to address your concern. What I will say to you is that you find that with technology, the police force has embraced it and we are advancing. So when the constable told you that it will be placed in the system, everything is now computerized. So that report will be going into the system, and we call it our crime management system. So I too can look at it from a remote location. I can go to the moon. Once I have access to the internet, I can do that. So you have Inspector Edwards here, who is responsible for that station. I am totally in charge. Once you give us that information, we can back check it and tell you, yes, it's there, no, it's not there. And if it's not there, well, then that officer has neglected her duty and will come in for disciplinary action in the different forms, or any one of the forms that the law prescribed. So what I will say to you, you can probably call us offline and we can back check that information for you, see if it's there, and we'll let you know that yes, the report is made and this is the course of action that was taken sometime after. So that is just for you and the general public. I said I wanted to respond to something regarding the caller, and I agree with him in terms of speaking with children. I remember a few years ago, I saw a youngster on one of these makeshift motorcycles. You know, you put a motor on a pedal bike.
On a pedal bike.
And I stopped him and I asked him what's going on. So they talking to him and said, I want to talk to your mother. Where you live? He wasn't living too far. When I went, it was a lady who I knew from a long time.
Okay.
And she said, look, you don't disrespect this officer. He and I go way back, and I'm glad for the support. And she was totally in agreement that one, the police took away the bike, brought him there to have a conversation, to let her know what was going on.
Yes.
And at the same time, too, she supported the police. And I thank that mother, because sometimes you don't find that. Instead,
Right.
you wanted that if you did the child something wrong, other opposed to enforcing the law and trying to teach the child and let the parent be informed. So I just want to say I agree with the caller when it comes to these juveniles, that we as the police, as part of our community policing initiative, bring the parents on our side so that they could talk to the children, take away bike, I didn't give you money to buy that, and so forth. So at the end of the day, we'll have less juveniles on the road committing offenses because their parents will not stand for it. And we know when we were small, when a big person talks to you, you go home with a complaint, you know what that means?
More licks.
Exactly. Parent is not going to take care of. So I want to commend that parent. I don't know if she's listening. I don't know if she remember, but I thank that parent for that. We have another call.
Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
My old inspector friend, the ex-traffic head, you better than all of them. All of them you better than. And the reason why so much of traffic offenses was done before, like when you were there, the reason why you're calling is because man like you out. You will never move you should be still around that department. And I could tell you that the traffic department need some more shows educating these young drivers. And the inspector said something concerning the attitude of young drivers. Watch you. The attitude is stink, and to take them to the court and ticket them and be serious with it. Real robots with it. The next thing I want to talk about is that kids are going to call out in the out station. Kids have no call in the out station. We need to see things like traffic police walking right through the night down to morning all over the country. It's terrible. It's terrible. Sometimes I just ask, where are we going? I mean, you had traffic police, old man come through, a lot of them work with these men. And look where we at. Look where we at. In the country developing up. And we see more vehicles coming in there. Not planning it look like to me. Everybody just doing their own thing. Kids is the best. And the politicians, them, better leave these departments.
Okay, we lost that caller. But thank you for your input.
Inspector Kane has a fan.
Yes, he does.
We have another call. We have another caller.
Good morning, caller. Good morning.
Blessed morning, blessed morning.
Yes,
Good morning. Good
ma'am.
morning.
Morning.
Very good show.
Thank you.
And I, in particularly, welcome back Inspector Keynes. Indeed, you're back in the wing. You gone to dormant. You know, I'm not saying that the other officers are not good. Yeah, y'all are my favorite so far. You all know that. But what I'm saying, we need more traffic education on the radio. You know, and maybe in schools. Go out in schools and educate the people, because even the very young drivers doing a lot of stupidness. Lord, the pressure on roads down the lane out there now. But come on, we need more traffic education. A lot of them really, they're not really willful sometimes, you know. They just ain't know how ignorant they are.
Oh, Lord.
And they need to be told. Inspector Keynes has a whole set of villages cross there. Organize something. Don't go sleep because you move from town or you move from traffic department. You still got it in you.
But you are doing a very good job this morning. Continue. That is too sad. Every minute a traffic accident, and a stupid traffic accident. But the claiming life. God bless you and continue to do good work.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, caller.
Have another caller.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning and good morning to the good officers.
Good morning, caller.
Yeah, I have a concern on the F.T. Williams Highway.
Could you
Yes.
speak up a little?
A concern on the F.T. Williams Highway. Hello?
Yes, please. We are dealing with Division B, but voice your concern. I believe other people are listening and they might be able to address it.
Yeah, on the F.T. Williams Highway there, the road there that leads to the old factory sugar house. Now we got a sign here saying no left, no right turn.
No right turn.
But yet still, I don't know if people don't see that sign there good because I drive there often every morning, and every time I just lucky to see at least 3 or 4 cars coming up and going to the airport side. So I want to know if this sign got to change to something else because that they could cause accidents. And I think that is something needs to be looked into.
Thank you, caller.
All right.
Good morning, caller.
Hello, Inspector Edwards.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm calling from New York City.
Yes, please.
I was born in the Federation, as you know. I call all the time, and Jam Down is my brother.
Yes.
I mentioned that to you before.
Yes.
One of the biggest problems in St. Kitts, when I grew up in the 50s and 60s, the police department had robbers ran a van. All the police them travel on bicycles, most of them. St. Kitts people, prominent family would have a car back in the 50s, 60s. And now today, the same problem in St. Kitts is the same problem in America. I live in America. New York City got 36,000 police. 36,000, the city, and they don't have enough. So the problem you all have in St. Kitts is no comparison. This is what's going on around the world. Now, every ordinary person now can own a car. In New York, maybe you see one car in one family. Now in New York, you got 5 children, each one of them got a car. So the problem is worldwide. And it ain't going to solve until St. Kitts get a system where they could educate the people about mass transit, like they're trying to do in New York, emphasize that people should get off the road, go on mass transit. Because when I go up in St. Kitts, I have one fatality in the whole year. One. Now you have 5 or 6 every month. So that problem is not unsolvable, but it's going to take extreme amount of work and thinking and knowledge to correct it. Because St. Kitts have too many cars for 68 square mile island. And New York City is bigger and they have the same problem. So that's my car.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
caller.
very much, caller. We will try our best to go on our education drive, and we will do it ever so frequent.
I think we have a next call.
The next caller, good morning. Just want to wrap up.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. This
Yes.
is police without pay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Mr. Keynes is my boss still. And I support Jam Down with everything he said. Mr. Keynes not supposed to be in the building, no station. Mr. Keynes supposed to be the police for right around the island, all over Friggy Bay, Southeast Peninsula too. Because Mr. Keynes now used to make the joke when he was out on the road. He smiled with you, but he giving you what you're supposed to get. And let me say this here. The police can only work with the laws that they have in front of them, along with using their discretion. And also the judge can only work with what he has or she has in front of them, along with their discretion. So the real problem or the solution for the problem is in the parliament. Those in there who table the law and debate the law and have the law all gazetted. So therefore, if they don't go in there and up the law for people who worthlessly, deliberately, unconcerned and even brutally break the law, then they're responsible for it. Well, accidents would happen because of defective operational parts on the vehicle. So when they go in there, they need to step up the law that when ignorant people like me who cannot read go and ignore the law, look on my phone when they're driving, and people, you know, they looking out the window watching somebody while they're going forward, these things ain't gonna stop. So they need to do that. Listen to what we're saying here on the radio. This radio station gives the widest range of education. But people don't listen to it, but they just don't care because they know such what they call penalty ain't nothing. And they need to done with a load of those colonial laws what they got going in our country if we are an independent country. Put your own laws that will make everybody pay attention and stop lift up the front wheel in the air. And because when you wheel up in the air, you only can look on one side. And then I'm seeing somebody coming from the other side. That's why they kill my friend Cross Baker's Corner with the motorcycle front wheel up in the air and lick down the man, kill him. Anyway, more times there, I will tell you all more. Thanks for the moment.
Thanks for your point. It's well received. I just want to. We have another caller. Oh, I just want to butt in here. Somebody asked a question. Do you have the age for youngsters to be driving motorcycles and four-wheelers? And should they be licensed and insured, especially since they are carrying an R on them? Yes, Mr. Keynes, the age for...
The age for riding a bike is 16.
The motorbike, that is?
Yes.
And 16. It's a permit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the four-wheelers?
The same.
The same?
16.
16, okay.
You know, as Inspector Case mentioned that I had discussion one time. You know, once you have a motorcycle, you've been learning forever, but you're on the road all the time.
So you should be professional.
I think, you know, I had this discussion because what happened is that you're riding the motorcycle for years with a permit. And you're going with a permit. But there's a motorcycle license. So I believe that as we go along,
you should get it upgraded.
You have it, and you should go off the road to learn to ride it, not on the road, because you're practically like you have a license.
Yes.
So I believe that that is something we should change as a country. So I don't know who might be listening. I hope that I would not really stir up something, but at the same time encourage. Yes. As the last caller speak about amending the laws to fit the current era, that is one thing I think that we can look at. Yes. I believe that if I am one to drive a truck, I must have an instructor. To ride a motorbike, no, not on your own. You go by an instructor to teach you the laws of the road. So therefore, first thing you know, all wheels must be on the road, and you must have your horn, your lights, and all these other things, no race, wear your helmet, everything, so that our youngsters, at an early age in terms of road traffic birth, so to speak, they get the right milk to nurture them to be good road users.
Right.
Yes.
Right. With reference to the same age 16 and the permit and stuff, the motorcycles are insured, and the four-wheelers, they are insured as well. So in case of accidents, there is some claim from the insurance could be made.
Yes, right? I will say that majority, but then you will also find, you could tell some of those that are not licensed, you could look like a makeup, you know.
Makeup.
Some man just knock up something and they drive it on the road. And we are making this appeal to you, public here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Once you see these things, they don't say the police must see. You're part of the police system as well.
Right.
When we go back to how policing started, the community police itself. So we want you to help us. Just give the information. You can remain anonymous, and we will visit the home of the person, because under the Traffic Act, it gives the licensing authority to enter people's premises without warrant and check out vehicles and so forth and inspect.
Right.
Correct? Traffic Czar?
Yes.
Right.
You had a lot of fans this morning, so I have to give you the right title. Traffic Czar, JQ. Is the traffic man.
We have to wrap up shortly because there's another scheduled program at 10. So for my final question, are there any words of advice for the drivers and the traveling public out there? First, from you, Inspector Keynes, and then Mr. David.
What I would say, and the callers are so right, I would get my strength from the calls, in that we need to have more educational outreach.
Yes.
I spoke to superintendent, and we agreed to go to the schools, the young people, to church gathering, to buses, the bus
terminals,
associations,
okay,
cyclists. One thing I told the superintendent that we have to let them know how important they are the breadwinners of their home.
True.
And they expected home, they have children.
Right.
And this is the message we are bringing to them. The children will take the message home also. Children are good to take home messages.
Yes.
So we are using that area. I want to appeal to our people to be responsible and look at the bigger picture. You get an accident, your parents are left without you. You are disabled, you are put aside, you have children. Look at the bigger picture. It's not about just the quick dollar for the moment.
Yes.
But look at the long haul of it. Look at the long haul. So we'll be out there and we hear you, we're going to reach you, and at the same time the police will be on the road.
Yes.
The police will be on the road. I spoke of it years ago. I hope the new commissioners will do it this time, to have an enforcement team throughout the whole island. That's still a peeve. That's something that is something dear to me. And Mr. Culture said it, we need police all around. It made me the man to be on the road. I don't mind, but we need to have people on the road all the time.
All the time.
The factory where people make the right turn, we need to enforce it, and the message goes out, and it will be done with. Simple as that.
I agree.
So
yes, Mr. Lee.
Yes, thank you very much. Callers, we let you know that we appreciate your calls and the education you gave us as well, because you learned something new. And I would say, I know that some of you want back Inspector Keynes in traffic. I'm glad that he's with me down in Division B. The commissioner, in his wisdom, once he listens, he will look at that. And we're just here to support the traffic department from Division B, because we know the tentacles cannot stretch that far as person we want it to be. So we're doing our part in Division B. And one of the things is that traffic is always on my mind, because I know sometimes that traffic is one that we get overshadowed by criminal activities. But guess what? A simple traffic stop can solve a crime, and that's what we're doing in Division B. Enforce all the laws in the Federation to ensure that everyone complying and reducing the necessary negative effects.
Yes.
Right, the negative effects of criminal behavior and traffic offences.
Right.
We will continue our educational drive, and callers, this is just one of the areas of education, and we decided we're going to reach a wider audience. We reach St. Kitts and Nevis, the wider world. Let them know what we're doing here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and they can also think, someone can chip in, tell us something that is working, and we're doing what we can do. So we will continue being out on the road, issuing tickets and educating. So drivers, remember, you're expected back home. Bus drivers, your passengers are expected back home. So treat everyone on the road with love and respect, and I do believe that we will see a reduction in traffic accidents and serious injuries and even deaths. Thank you very much, and do have a pleasant day.
Thank you very much to my guests, Superintendent David and Inspector Keynes, and to you, the listening audience and the callers. You indeed made our show a success, and we solicit calls again whenever we are on the air again next week. So tune in for our next time. That will be next week, Thursday, 9:15, same place, same time, and Godspeed.
Let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you know about love. Tell me what you know about hate.
Do you know that the cable has a real live customer service representative available every day until 9 p.m.? Just call 465-2588. Calling out of normal office hours? Leave a voicemail, and a friendly, reliable cable